Good morning. This is a summary of my final investigation report. On February 23, 2022, at approximately 1100 hours, the fire department responded to a reported structure fire located at 1234 Main Street. Fire crews extinguished a fire located inside the residence within the kitchen with on-scene resources. Fire investigators were then requested to the scene to assist with fire cause determination. So approximately 1100 hours on February 23, 2022, I was dispatched to 1234 Main Street to investigate the working structure fire. The structure involved a one-story small family home with Type 5 construction. Weather conditions were clear, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, with wind at 20 miles an hour. When I responded to the incident, after receiving this request, I checked in with command, obtained a briefing. During the briefing, command advised me they believed they had determined the origin and cause for the fire event while I was responding. After a cursory exam with the incident commander, we agreed with the command's evaluation and cause determination. So during the examination of the scene, I was able to locate, identify, and analyze fire and heat-related patterns, as well as considerations involving consumption of combustible materials and ventilation. As a result of those findings, sufficient evidence revealed that the area of origin was to have been located within the kitchen of the residence. The competent heat source identified was determined to be the kitchen stove, which is being used to cook breakfast. The first material ignited was determined to be the grease and bacon within the cooking pan. The ignition sequence of the fire was determined to originate at the cooking pan residing on the stovetop. Flames then spread upwards. Ventilated flame growth caused the surrounding area to catch on fire, which ventilated at the kitchen windows. This introduced oxygen from the horizontal ventilation. It continued to fuel the fire, which started spreading into the living area before it was extinguished by responding fire crews. I obtained witness statements from Lieutenant Taylor. When I arrived on scene, Lieutenant Taylor stated that when their unit arrived, visible fire and smoke was observed and exiting both kitchen windows. They made entry through the alpha side front door. The fire was observed in the kitchen and spreading quickly into the living room. The knockdown of the fire was initiated and they quickly extinguished the fire. I also conducted an interview with Mrs. Williams, the homeowner. Her witness statement stated that while she was cooking breakfast, she received a phone call from a friend. Mrs. Williams then exited the residence and continued that conversation on the front porch while that bacon remained cooking and burning on the stove. She stated that she forgot about the bacon cooking, and then when she hung up, she noticed smoke coming out of the house. It was at that point, she called 911 to report the fire. The physical evidence found at the scene, we conducted a scene size up around the perimeter while performing a 360. During this time, photos were taken around the outside of the structure in a systematic method, starting from alpha through delta. No other physical damage was observed at this time except soot accumulation, as well as smoke and fire damage located around those kitchen windows. Upon entry into the residence, additional photos were taken of the entryway. No evidence of forced entry had occurred, and the kitchen area had undergone significant smoke and fire damage. That was also leading into that living room area. Little spoliation had occurred due to the fire department preserving the scene from overhaul, so that was nice. Obvious V pattern was observed above the stovetop, indicating the origin of the fire. No other V patterns were present, indicating multiple ignition points. Additional photos of the kitchen, living room, and stovetop were taken as well. Additional evidence collected from the scene includes photos of debris on the stovetop as well as the surrounding area. No evidence of accelerants were present during the investigation, although a lighter was observed to the left of the stovetop. A hole was observed in the bottom of a frying pan, indicating that the possibility of a cooking fire, and that correlates with Mrs. Williams' witness statement. Within the fire report, we have photography of the area of origin, as well as the diagram of the home. Fire cause classification. This fire has been classified as an accidental fire due to negligent cooking practices within the kitchen. Fire patterns, in addition to witness statements retrieved from responding fire crews and the homeowner, support this determination. The data contained in this investigation is true and accurate based on the information available at the time it was written. Findings, opinions, and conclusions may change if additional data is collected. after that report is written. There has been no findings or opinions or conclusions that would change that determination at this point. Thank you.